Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn about the chapter Globe, Latitudes and Longitudes. Second chapter, Class 6 Geography. Have you seen globe? Yes. Do you have it? Yes, it's a pocket globe. What is the shape of the globe? Yes, it is shaped like an orange. Do you know what do we call it as? It is geoid. The shape of the earth is called geoid. Can you explain the shape of an orange? It is flattened at the poles and bulged in the middle. That's why it is called the shape of geoid. Geographers have developed different means of representing the earth on a smaller scale to make it study easy. Among them, we can say that globes and maps are very important. What is globe? Do you know that? Yes, it's a true model of the earth or a miniature form of earth. Or we can say it's a smaller scaled earth. You might have seen varying size of globes. Some of you have pocket globes. In your school, you might have seen big globes, right? Yes, the globe is not fixed. You might have seen how potter is making pots with the help of wheel all the time it is rotating. Like that, globe can be rotated. If you observe the globe, you can see countries, continents and oceans. They are shown in their correct size. If you observe the globe, you can see a needle is fixed through the globe in a slanting manner. It is called axis. What is axis? An imaginary line passes from one end to another end. It is called axis. The globe can be moved around this needle from west to east, just as the earth moves. You remember there is a major difference. The real earth has no such needle. It moves around its axis, which is an imaginary line. Look at the globe. You can see many vertical and parallel lines. At the center, one imaginary line running on the globe divides the earth into two equal parts. Have you seen that? This line is known as the equator. I told you, equator divides the earth into two equal halves. The northern half is known as northern hemisphere and the southern half is known as southern hemisphere. They are both equal halves. Therefore, the equator is an imaginary circular line and is a very important reference point to locate places on the earth. All parallel circles from the equator up to the poles are called parallels of latitudes. They are measured in degrees. The equator represents 0 degree latitude. The distance from the equator to either of the poles is 90 degree. Thus, 90 degree north latitude marks North Pole and 90 degrees south latitude marks the South Pole. Remember, all parallels north of the equator are called north latitudes and all parallels south of the equator are called south latitudes. Now we study which are the important parallels of latitude. You observe the picture, you can see many parallel lines are passing through the earth or the globe. Besides equator 0 degree, the north pole 90 degree north and the south pole 90 degree south, we can see there are 4 important parallels of latitudes. One, that is Tropic of Cancer in the northern hemisphere. 23.5 degree north latitude is called Tropic of Cancer. Have you seen that? Yes, 23.5 degree north. N is noted there. Have you seen? Okay. The second one, that is Tropic of Capricorn. That is 23.5 degrees south. The same degree at the southern hemisphere. So 23.5 degrees south is known as Tropic of Capricorn. Okay. Now the third one is Arctic Circle at 66.5 degree north of the equator. Then the fourth one, that is Antarctic Circle, the same degree, 66.5 degree south of the equator. These are the 4 major latitudes that we want to study from this chapter. Clear? Which are they? Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree north. Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degree south. Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north. Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degree south. I think clear? Okay. Yes. Shall we move to the next topic? Okay. So now we are going to study about the heat zones of the earth. Heat zones are divided into 3. They are torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. Which are they? Yes, torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. You can observe the picture and watch which are the different shades given there. The center part you can see reddish color area or that is torrid zone. The midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year on all latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. This area receives the maximum heat and is called the torrid zone. Why it is called torrid zone? Yes, this area receives the maximum heat. Why does it happen? Because the sun is or the midday sun is exactly overhead on these regions of the earth. That's why. Okay, so the first heat zone, that is torrid zone. It is very hot area. 0 degree latitude, you can see it is passing on the center of this area. So equatorial regions are very hot also, or very high temperature we can observe in this region. The second one, that is temperate zones. From this picture you can see yellow shaded areas. Between Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere have moderate temperatures. Why does it happen? Do you know? Because the midday sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Therefore, these are called temperate zones. Clear? So, in the northern hemisphere, it is called a north temperate zone, and in the southern hemisphere, it is called a south temperate zones. Clear? Okay, now we can study the third heat zone, that is frigid zone. Areas lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and Antarctic Circle and South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very cold. These areas, the sun doesn't rise much above the horizon. That's why it is very cold. And here the sun rays are always slanting there. That's why we can see they are not getting enough sun's heat. That's why it is very cold. So today we learned what is globe, what is its shape, what are the important latitudes and the important heat zones of the earth. I think all of you clear. Now next we can study later. Next part we can see later. Thank you all.